All right, go ahead.
Again, welcome to the College of Central Florida and those live on Instagram and YouTube. Welcome. You're at the Bachelor of Science Early Childhood Education Informational Session. So I'm Caitlin James. I'm the admissions advisor here at the College of Central Florida.
Manager for the bachelor's degree in early childhood education.
I'm Jean Imes. I'm the Associate Director of Financial Aid.
All right. So I'm going to give you a small overview about what to expect this evening. So I'm going to go over briefly about the admissions steps on how to apply and go through the whole admissions process. And then Jean Imes will give a presentation on financial aid. Dr. Everett will go over the EOC program. Caitlin will go over the first year success program. And Renae and Travis will go over the early childhood education program and give more in-depth about the program itself. So I'm going to pass out a getting started sheet, which you can find on our website at cf.edu. So I'm just going to pass those bachelors. So I'll have all of you earned an AA or AS or working towards that. Yes? Yeah, so that's perfectly fine. So on the getting started sheet, the first step is to apply to CF. It's about 10 to 15 minutes. We don't require any documents right up front. It's pretty simple. It's $30 to apply. And then that's when you go over to the nitty-gritty of what your requirements will be. So it's a little different for the general ed requirements compared to the Bachelors of Science requirements because there's two kind of separate requirements. So on the getting started sheet, you see the general ones. They won't have to take that per again. And then for the actual program itself, you have to have an AA or AS conferred. You have taken the GKE, and Renae and Travis will go over more in depth about what the GKE is and what's required of that. You have to have a college GPA of itself. And if you have any questions for me right now, you can hold off until the end, but I'm more than welcome to answer any questions that you may have right at the moment.
You're just getting started with your college career, or if you're working on an associate's degree, or you've got an associate's degree and you're ready to make that transition to the bachelor's program, we're there for you the entire way through the whole process. We're downstairs in this building, building 5, the Bryant Student Union. It all starts with the FAFSA, that free application for federal student aid. And we use that information once you've submitted that FAFSA to build a financial aid offer for you. So if you are looking at being in school, then you would just need to do the 2021 FAFSA to get yourself going. Almost everybody is eligible for some sort of financial aid, and we work to get you the most aid possible for your program. The other thing you would want to know is that CF gives you a leg up over other students because some of those dollars are specifically earmarked for people pursuing education programs, because we've had some generous donors who want to support students who are pursuing education. The first starting point is applying to become a student at CF. And then the next step is to complete your FAFSA and then come see us in the financial aid office, because we've got no, so quiet. Okay. We'll be here afterwards. If you can be thinking about it, and if you come up later and go, I've got that question, I'll be here for you.
All right, Dr. Everett.
Okay, I'll pass around some brochures. I'm Leonard Everett, Director of the Education Opportunity Center. Throughout this process, I will refer to the Education Opportunity Center with the acronyms of EOC. We have 4 major areas that we assist students. The first major area is determining your education. When you're this wide, it brings it into focus, set some parameters to better help you select a major. Number 2, we'll help your educational goals. So that's something to keep in mind, because it's most folks just see us as a program that helps students go to a vocational program that best fits you. And probably one thing that if you don't remember much else about what I say, we can help you go to any vocational program, any technical program, any college, any university in the entire United States. So it's not just a CF program. Although we're housed here, we don't work for CF. We help students go wherever they like. So if it's Santa Fe, Lake Sumter, University of Florida, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, University of Massachusetts, we can help you do that. So that's something to keep in mind. The third area, we will help you from start to finish complete your admissions application to whichever process that you select, whether it's college, university, vocational, or technical. Some programs will just help you get to the application. We will actually sit down at the computer and help you from start to finish complete that admissions application. And fourth, and lastly, we will help you complete your FAFSA application. Ms. Imes just mentioned that, that FAFSA application that all students have to do for financial aid. We will sit down at the computer, not show you, but we will sit down with you and your parent and go through the entire FAFSA financial aid application from start to finish. So if that's something we can help you with, we look forward to hearing from you.
Does anybody have any questions for him?
I'm a college student, or do you all have some experience? A little bit. Okay, well, maybe some of the people watching or streaming are first time in college students because this information will probably be most relevant for them. So if you're brand new to college, you will get assigned a first year success specialist, which would be somebody like me, and will help guide you through that first year experience. So when you first sit down to meet with an advisor, they'll provide you with an academic pathway. And on this pathway is a list of all the classes that you'll need to take in order to get your degree. So in your case, I imagine that would be something education related. So meeting with your advisor and staying on your pathway are two really good ways to ensure that you'll graduate on time. Another resource that's available to you is we have a program called, what's called the Early Support Program. So an ESP is your instructor can, if they notice that your grades are slipping, or if you haven't been attending, or if there's any other issue that might require some kind of intervention, they can submit an ESP. And your advisor will reach out to you and check in on you, see if there's anything that they can do to help you. So between all these things, between the pathways and the ESPs and meeting with your advisor, it's really just a way for us to give you a support system that will help you be successful here and then hopefully in the future as well. So anybody have any questions?
Right. And before we move on, I just want to remind the people that are streaming live, they can submit questions that we can answer. So if you have those questions, but definitely submit those. Renae and Travis, whoever goes first.
All right, I think I'll go. So my name is Travis Williams. I'm the educational advisor here, and I'm located next door here, Building 5 of the Bryan Student Union, in room 201. 201. So what I'm going to share with you guys is just a little bit about the process to get it into the program. Renae will, she will cover, Dr. Robinson will cover what happens once you're in the program and post graduation and the certification process, etc. So after you all, Caitlin just shared with you about the first year process and meeting with her, where I come into play is 24 credit hours after you meet with Caitlin. So you guys will start, many of you probably, I think you all have mentioned that you already have an associate's degree of some sort. No, okay. Maybe not everyone. So depending on where you are, one of our meta major advisors, which for education, that would be me. And along the same lines, we will continue moving forward, working on that pathway to graduation. What I specifically work with our students on is just making sure, because there are specific requirements that you need for the educational bachelor program. And so I'll cover a couple of those with you. And in some cases, everyone is not in the same place. Some of you guys who have associate degrees may have an AA or an AS degree, but you may not have the prerequisite. So so regardless if you have an AA or an AS degree, you are able to pursue our bachelor's degree here at the College of Central Florida. Whether that AA degree is in education or not, you still can pursue the bachelor's program. The prerequisite, which is what we want you to have, there's a course that you must complete prior to admission, is Introduction to Teaching Professions. Other institutions may have that course code is something different, but here it's EDF 2005, Intro to Teaching Professions. In that course, you will be required to get involved in showing and helping you to develop what your teaching philosophy is. Along the way, the biggest component outside of that prerequisite that I find is the general knowledge exam. A lot of students who take it, there are a few who pass it initially on the first attempt, but it is something that you do not want to wait until the very last minute. My ideal time for you all to take the general knowledge exam is at least within your start taking this between the summer of last year or going into the fall term. So at least 2 semesters prior to graduation is ideal. You can only read seeing that many of my students who have to call in or request accommodations, maybe they work with disability services here. Those students are actually, for every one attempt that my students are able to take each on a monthly basis, they're actually having to wait like 2 months just to take it. So if you do require accommodations, you do want to make sure that you start early. At this point in time, just to kind of give you a timeline of what's going on right this moment, because this is a fall cohort program, which means that the majority of our students will enter into this program in the fall. It's a fall start program. Make sure they have the prerequisites. There's a GPA requirement of at least a 2.5. So we want to make sure that your GPA is at least at that 2.5. If not, there's some time between, summer to get that up. Those students are meeting with me to complete the field placement application, because in the bachelor's program, I don't want to take away your thunder, but there are additional hours that you have to complete as a part of the field placement. So my job is to make sure that you come see me to make sure essentially you have everything that you need. You're filling out the application for field placement. You have the application into the bachelor's program. I also work closely with the admissions between Caitlin and some of the other members of the admissions department. We actually all we speak often. This is a team effort here at the College of Central Florida. So if you guys desire to come here, you'll probably get a feel of that. We bounce off of each other for different things, especially the requirements. Dr. Robinson and I have a pretty close relationship because we're constantly checking in on our students. So there's not too many things that I know about my students that she won't know. I mean, we constantly are in communication. And also, even if you plan to attend another university, whether it's University of Central Florida, South Florida, wherever you plan to go, the requirements for the introduction to teaching professions, the general knowledge, they're pretty standard. So it is still a good idea that you have these 2 things completed, even if you're transferring. And before you leave today, on the table here, we do have some information about our next general knowledge workshop, because we do offer that here at the college free of charge to our students. It's an opportunity to actually meet with a teacher who's going to go over pretty much what's on the exam, and you'll be able to get their form. We have a workshop that's March 13th.
This Friday and Saturday.
This Friday and Saturday. So you guys can attend that even if you want to sign up today. But I'll yield the floor and hand it over to Dr. Robinson to fill you in on the remainder.
Okay, as I said, I am Renae Robinson. I'm the program manager for the bachelor's degree program. I'm going to speak a little bit to our AS degree program because I know we're all in different places. Kathy Robbins is the program manager for that program, and she sends her regrets that she's not able to be here tonight. So she sent me some information to just kind of share an overview of that program. So the associate's degree program is a fully online program. So that offers a lot of flexibility in the format. It allows students to work in the field of education in a childhood facility or as a paraprofessional, whatever avenue you prefer, while earning money and getting that experience and completing classes as well. Mrs. Robbins, even though it is fully online, she does offer those office hours here on the CF campus. So she's readily available to meet with you. She wants to meet with you, get to know you, and assist you through your journey through the AS degree program. The focus of the AS degree program is the birth to 5 range, and it's to give you the understanding of the growth and development of children early on, which sets that really strong foundation for when you move to the bachelor's degree program for the state teaching certificate. Another component of the program is it allows the opportunity to spend time in the childhood facility. It gives you the opportunity to grow your skills and also just to determine, do you really like children? You know, so we want to make that determination if we like children before we invest too much time getting a degree in something that we aren't truly passionate about. And sometimes we don't know that until we're actually in the field doing it. let me see what else she wanted me to share. The program has 2 certificates embedded within it, which allows you to be more marketable for hire upon graduation. And then the last thing she wanted me to share is if you choose to go on to the 4-year degree, the bachelor's degree, there's only a few additional classes that you would need to get you to that point. So that's for the AS degree program. Any questions that you have in regards to the AS degree program? Again, Kathy Robbins is the individual that you can reach out to for more specific information. We are a state accredited bachelor's degree program. And what that means is when you graduate from our program, you graduate with a state of Florida teaching certificate. And our program certifies you to teach pre-K to 3rd grade. Which is great for those that really want to teach and focus on those early years. The other thing I want to highlight, though, even though our program is not geared to necessarily prepare you for the elementary ed, I know that there's a lot of interest in the elementary ed. We recently got results back that our students that do have an interest to go on and add that to their certificate, we are 2nd in the state for the pass rate on that exam. So if you say, I want to be certified to teach 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, you can come and get the early childhood bachelor degree and then add the certification to your certificate if that's all embedded in, which is a great thing because if you don't have it as a teacher, then you have to continually do PD to add it to your certificate later. So it's all embedded within the coursework in our program. We do have the opportunity and require filled placement each semester. We allow that to be in a county of your choice. So you don't have to just do those in Marion County because we're located in Marion County. We work with Citrus, Levy, Sumter, Putnam, Alachua. We've had students in all of those counties. So we work to place you in the county that's closest to home to make that preparing you for the realities of the classroom upon graduation. Speaking of field placement applications, I'm not sure how many of you are at that point of having your AS degree and maybe ready to pursue going to the bachelor's degree. We do just have the opportunity for you to do that placement application tonight. Our deadline is quickly approaching, so we want to make sure that if you are at that place and you're ready to maybe consider pursuing the bachelor's degree in the fall, we want to make sure to go ahead and get that process rolling so that you would have a placement for you come the fall semester. The other just big thing I want to tell you about our program, I don't want to give you too much information overload because I know it's a lot of information. Just knowing that when you come into our program, it's a very small cohort of students. Generally, the cohort size is about 20. So it helps you to form those close-knit friendships and relationships, a lot of support for you, as well as it allows our adjuncts and myself to be available to you, to meet with you, to assist you and guide you through that process to help you get through to the end to a successful completion. So I think that that's the highlights that I would want to share with you about the bachelor's degree program. Are there any questions regarding specifically the bachelor's degree program? No?
Do we have any questions on the live Instagram?
No.
Okay.
Can I add 1 or 2 things?
Yes.
Okay, Travis talked about relationships. Everyone at the table, we are an easy phone call away. And I really want to highlight again what he said about our network of relationships, because when we have a student at our desk and there's an issue, it's very easy for us to pick up the phone and call one another. And we know who we're talking to. We have relationships with one another, and we're all committed together to, hey, Travis, I need information on this. What do you know about this? I sent him an email yesterday about a student, help me problem solve. That's a really nice feature of the CF program is our professional relationships with one another. The other thing I would highlight is the affordability. When I'm out talking to students and parents and folks in the community, I tell people that your financial aid dollar stretches so much further at CF. If you fill out the FAFSA and you're eligible for Pell Grant money, you get the same amount of Pell Grant money at CF as you do as if you go to Harvard. We are very, very reasonably priced, and our bachelor's program is very, very affordable, much less expensive than some of the state universities. So your financial aid dollars will go a lot farther at CF, and it's really, in comparison, quite affordable and quite doable. So I just wanted to plant that seed that you can really.
I've not applied already, that we're equipped downstairs to do that, so I can take y'all down there if you need to. If you guys don't have any more questions, we could end the session. Any more? Anything?
someone has a question up there.
Okay. Would a long-term substitute position count towards fieldwork?
To place you in your setting for one part-time term, but it has to be under the mentorship of a cooperating teacher. So you would still need to be placed with a cooperating teacher and could not be getting paid during that long-term substitute position.
So I'm just going to give the people that's live and here my contact information that you could reach out to me, and I can give you any of the information, the contact information for the people sitting here. So my phone number is 352-854-2322, extension 1398. And then my email is James K.A. Any more? You're welcome, Melissa, on YouTube Live. So I think that's good. Thank you for joining us.
And I can schedule appointments with any of you guys if you.
Oh, can you enroll in the bachelor's program in the spring or summer?
You can work with Travis to get admitted, but we have a fall start only. So bachelor degree courses only start in the fall of every year. But I believe, Travis, you can correct me if I'm wrong, any other courses, technical courses and things that you need to work towards until that point.
Right, yes. We have, if you actually look at, we have a variety of forms, but an advisor sheet that we have that actually puts everything that you would have to take in the bachelor's program on one sheet of paper. And it's broken down, and you'll have an opportunity to see all of the core classes, which are the ones that you would take spring and in summer. Some will be doing that this summer. They just won't be able to begin those core classes, but there are technical courses. And that a lot of those technical courses are some of the classes that are part of our AS degree that students will be taking with Kathy Robbins, who Dr. Robinson shared with you earlier. So really it doesn't matter at what point that you start in the program. Is just keeping in mind that those core classes, they're offered in this sequence. So that's why you'll start those classes in the fall, and over the period of 2 years minimum is when you can complete the bachelor level.
Your program, it really builds those close-knit relationships and that support like I talked about earlier. Yeah, for sure.
You're welcome, Danielle. Anything else anybody would like to add before we close the session?
A good student always follow up with the advisor at least once a semester.
Yes.
At least once. You will have the tools, the resources to actually advise yourself. But again, a wise student will always follow up with their advisor at least once a semester. That may not always be in person, but that will be via email. By in some cases where students have tried to do this on their own and gotten off track. So I'm here for you. Just let me know if you need me.
Great, thank you. All right.